Hey there guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. I got tagged for one of those 15 question things by the Late Game Reviewer, who has a cool channel that covers news, reviews. I guess sometimes he does playthroughs. Mostly news related things and reviews sprinkled every once in a while there. He said a lot of nice things about my channel, so I might as well pay back the favor. I haven't put up a video in a while, so I have nothing else to do. Usually I don't do these things. And I tried to do one a while back, and I tried to do it through my smartphone for somebody else, and it was an epic fail because, well, I tried to do it through my smartphone, and they're like a jack of all trades and master of none, so ultimately it's screwed up. So I did try to do it when somebody else tagged me, so if that person sees me doing this video, I apologize. I did try to do your questionnaire thing. I usually don't do these, but what the hell, I'll do it anyway. So the first question is, how old were you when you first started playing video games? I'm looking at my phone because I just bitched about it, and of course I'm using it. I don't know, like, my first vivid experience was going to King's Dominion, which is like an amusement park, kind of like Busch Gardens or Six Flags or whatever you have near you. And they had an arcade, and I remember playing the real Ghostbusters arcade game around age 3 or 4. I can't remember if my sister was born or not. She must have been a baby. Me and my sister are 3 years apart, that's why I say that. And yeah, I remember playing that, but I guess when I really got into video games was around age 5. We had a Atari 2600, and we got from a flea market, and I guess it was after the gaming crash, so you could get like a box full of games for like $10. And like, pets are being a little rambunctious over there, and my neighbors are being obnoxiously loud, so I'm sorry if you guys hear background noise or something gets knocked down. But hey, well, welcome to the Michael Maxwell Zoo here in Richmond, Virginia. It's usually a free visit, but I might start paying admission. Anyway, yeah, like, so I guess around age 5, and then we got a Commodore 64, and then around when I turned 6 we got an NES. So yeah, that's my earliest gaming memories. Can violent and graphic games be a bad influence on people? Well, it depends on the person. Anything can be a bad influence on a person, but if you're a mature adult, you should be able to know what affects you in whatever way, and if violent games do affect you negatively or material or whatever, you should stay away from those things. Although I can't imagine them affecting anyone negatively if you're a mature adult, but hey, different strokes for different folks, or was it the other way around? I don't know. But yeah, I believe in artistic freedom, and if you don't like something, don't watch it. If something negatively affects you, you should stay away from it. Don't expose don't expose yourself to things that are gonna make you like feel bad or affect you in a negative manner. It's just common sense. Now, if you continue to play those things and you act negatively, you might have emotional problems, and you probably should seek help immediately. Because the world's a scary place, and sometimes you're going to get exposed to things that you don't want to, whether you like it or not, and you're just going to have to suck it up, deal with it, or live in a padded cell. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, of course, anything could really affect anybody in any kind of way. It's you as an adult to decide what's appropriate for you, and if you have kids and you're a parent, you should take the responsibility to decide what's appropriate for your kids. And these days, games clearly mark on the back of the box of what's in the game, so it's not like there's a surprise. It's not like all of a sudden you play a game and you don't know what's going to be in it, so you really have no excuse. PC or consoles? I like consoles. PCs kind of stress me out because I'm OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, which means I obsess on things or whatever, stress out or have anxiety about certain things sometimes. And yeah, I hate the idea of buying a game for a PC, and even if I have the right specs or whatever, I never know if it's going to be compatible or it doesn't work, or is it going to look as good as the back of the box or the back of the screenshots. And PC or console, anyway, as I was saying, I don't like the idea of going home and stressing out about whether my computer's powerful enough. Right now I have a pretty decent gaming computer, and I still just like the consoles. I like the fact that everybody gets a universal experience, whether it's bad or good. Performance wise, I at least know what I'm getting into. I know there's pros and cons of PCs. I tend to like the console exclusives more than the indie PC exclusives, although they have a lot of cool indie games on PC. I'm not knocking one or the other, just me personally. I grew up on a console. I mean, I play computer games every once in a while, or PC games, but I just prefer the console. It's just what I'm comfortable with and what I enjoy most. And I hate that ride home when I buy something for a PC. And I know you can hook up your PC to the TV, but I don't want all that crap everywhere around my TV and stuff, so I don't want to sit at a table and play a game most of the time either. I'll scoot it up. I prefer my PC for editing videos and art and writing and stuff like that, more as a tool than a gaming rig. Unless there is absolutely no other way I can play it, I prefer consoles, and that's just it. It says, do you watch Let's Plays on YouTube? If so, who? No, I do not watch Let's Plays on YouTube. I did a few Let's Plays. I did Ghostbusters and Snatcher, and the reason why I did that selfishly was just in case, for whatever reason, I can't ever play those games again, especially Snatcher, since it's on the Sega CD, which is like the most finicky thing ever. I wanted to be able to at least watch videos of it because it was a game that was near and dear to my heart. But no, I feel like when I watch Let's Plays, I should just be playing the game, and I'm spending as much time watching somebody else play, which I really can't stand. I'm not one of those people that enjoy watching other people play games, unless like they're like short videos, kind of like, I kind of make the kind of videos I like to watch where somebody like talks, and I'm more interested in the person talking than the actual game most of the fucking time. Sometimes it's like the personality. When I go into YouTube, it's more about the personality, or I like the retrospective like videos as well, but I can't stand it when somebody just plays a game for hours and hours and hours. I'm just, it's not my thing. I mean, more power to you if you make those videos. I know people love them, but it just spoils it for me a little bit. And yeah, I don't really care for Let's Play videos, because I mean, I feel like I should be playing the game instead of watching somebody else play it. Unless it's a game that I know like I can't ever beat or get that far, and I'm just curious what the rest of the game looks like, but that doesn't happen often. I play a lot worse than on my videos than I do in real life, because I gotta talk and stuff like that. So yeah, so most of the time I can finish the game on my own, so that would be an extreme last resort. Alright, what's your favorite genre of games? I don't have one. Like, my game selection is totally schizophrenic. I like basically have a genre of every single game ever. I even have like a sports game, which I don't even play sports, so go figure. Like, I have one hockey game or whatever, which isn't really all that bad. I was gonna get it for a review that, not a review, but like a little commentary video that I just never got to, because I do like some of the arcadey sports games. But anyway, I have a game for just about every single genre that I can think of. So I like all genres. It just depends what I feel like and what I'm into. Like, I love first-person shooters, but there's times where I want to play like a straight-up RPG. So yeah, it just all depends. So I can't say. Like, I don't know. Like, I like all different types of games. If you watch my like channel on a regular basis, you'll see that like most of the games I play like are not consistent in their genre. You'll see me playing first person shooters one day. Even though I love RPGs, I don't do a lot of RPG videos, but I have a ton of those that I play on my personal time. So I like all different kinds of games, so it's kind of a hard question to answer. I'm looking at the video, it asked the same question twice actually. Let's see here. Are you an old school gamer, or do you like getting the newest consoles? I like both. Again, that goes with the type of games I like to play. I like old school games. Sometimes I think the Commodore 64 and Atari 2600 games don't hold up as well, but as far as the 8-bit games go and up, I tend to enjoy. So I like both. I especially like the, there's not a lot on the newer systems, but on the PS2 it had like a lot of compilations, like the Taito compilation and the Capcom compilations. And I love the Sega Genesis compilation on the PS3, and it's also on the 360. So yeah, like I love both types of games. I mean, types of, like, would you call them generation or generations of games? I don't know. Alright, Nintendo or Sega? Well, I started out with the NES versus the Sega Master System, and then my next system was a Sega Genesis, which I liked because it wasn't, at least on my playground, it wasn't as popular as like the Super Nintendo, but and I got to play like more mature games, because Sega was kind of geared towards more arcadey, like mature games for older people. Nintendo seemed to gear their games towards younger people. A good example is the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat had blood, and the Super Nintendo version did it. Of course, they corrected with the second Mortal Kombat, but yeah, anyway, when the Nintendo 64 came out, my parents didn't have like a lot of money at the time, so I got like the older system for Christmas, which was great, because when I got a Super Nintendo after owning a Sega Genesis for so long, I realized all the games that I was missing out on the Super Nintendo, because I loved the Nintendo franchise games and stuff like that. And to be honest, the Super Nintendo had superior graphics and sound, but I like games on both systems. But I guess at the time I probably was a Sega guy or whatever, a Sega kid or whatever. But then when I got the Super Nintendo, I ended up playing the Super Nintendo more than the Sega Genesis, maybe because it was new. But now looking back, I kind of look at both systems fondly. I know I'm not giving straight answers here, but I don't like to pick favorites, because I don't know, everything has its own pros and cons. I will have to say the Super Nintendo had a lot of games with slowdown on it, because its processor wasn't as fast, so like a lot of games ran a little bit slower than the Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis could maybe not punch out as great at graphics and the whole scaling effects and shit like that, but it could put out a lot on the screen and a lot faster than like the Super Nintendo could. Anyway, going on to the next question. Favorite and least favorite video game characters? That's hard. I kind of prefer like the tragic characters. Like I like Solid Snake. I like Solid Snake. Lightning, that's kind of a similar character like Solid Snake. I always liked Chun-Li because I don't know, she was like the easiest person to play as a Street Fighter. Once I learned her moves and everything, it just kind of became like a staple for me. I like Ada Wong, which isn't really a tragic character, but I kind of like that she's sort of like on both the good and bad sides. There's not a lot of characters I don't like. I don't like the characters on Gears of War all that much, where they're like, hey bro, let's go in here and blow up some shit. I don't like the super macho like characters, although sometimes it's an exception, because I really enjoyed playing Duke Nukem Forever and Duke Nukem 3D just because he's an idiot, but he's like a lovable idiot in the way that he's just so ridiculous. You're just like, oh, that's just Duke being Duke. But I don't know, I don't like, there's not a lot of characters I don't like. Like, I could pick out characters I like all day long, but it's hard for me to pick out characters that I don't like. I like the Gears of War games though, don't get me wrong. Like Max Payne's another character I really like. I just always like the tragic characters that have like some dark past that they're trying to get over and stuff. And it's surprising when I think about it. I like an equal amount of female characters as I do male characters, so all these people that are bitching that there's not enough positive female characters obviously don't play video games enough or played enough variety of video games. Oh, I'm trying to think. I don't know, I'll just stick with that because I'm going to end up wasting time and you're just going to watch me look at the ceiling trying to think of what to say. Let's see here, favorite video game. I got to keep on looking at the screen, it's a long list, so I got to catch up. I should have just had my thumb on it, but after a few minutes, like, the screen goes black. Smartphones for you. Are you a Let's Player, and if yes, what influenced you to make a gaming channel? I have done Let's Play games, but like I said, I did them for selfish reasons so I could rewatch them. But not typically. I just like to play a game and talk. That's why sometimes my ADD takes a hold and I'll go off topic, a lot of stuff. Sometimes it's just a way of me just to ramble and talk. And a lot of times, sometimes my goals are just to show people that some of these games that people talk shit about, a lot of times the people that talk shit never even played the game, aren't so bad. So sometimes I feel like I gotta defend games that get a bad rap and stuff like that. Because games are subjective, just like art and film, or anything really is subjective. I mean, treasure's at the eye of the beholder, but yeah, so that's usually what I make videos of. It's just kind of showing you what the first few minutes of the games are like. Sometimes it sucks because I gotta play through a tutorial, and that's sometimes why my videos are like 40 minutes long, because it takes a while for them to get started. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't want to like end the video like after 15 minutes and just start the game, and I don't want to start in the middle of the game and have like a bunch of spoilers. I want to at least show you the amount of footage maybe you saw in a trailer or something. So yeah, those are the kind of videos I do. I don't typically do Let's Plays because I don't typically watch Let's Plays. The ones that I did were for games that I basically don't know if I'll ever be able to see again, especially the game Snatcher, which is one of my all-time favorite games. Favorite video game soundtrack? That's tough. I'll name 3 because I'm not giving a definitive answer. It's like, I don't have kids, but I imagine this is what it's like to try to pick your favorite kid, unless all your kids are assholes and then you have like one good kid. So that would be, I guess, easier. Unless you like asshole kids, then it'd be tough, because you're like, I definitely don't like the good kid, but I gotta pick between these 3 asshole kids that I really like for some reason because I hate myself. I don't know. That was a weird comment to make. Anyway, so I'll pick 3. I really like the Snatcher soundtrack. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, of course, 2 Konami games, and I'll end it with a Square game, but now it's probably Square Enix has the rights since they combined. And I believe the DS version actually had the Square Enix logo, but don't quote me. Chrono Trigger has one of the best soundtracks I ever heard as well. So there's 3 games with excellent soundtracks. If you're curious, you probably could find a CD somewhere or listen to somebody post it on YouTube, but I think that they're some of the best music ever, and that's just me sticking to 3 games. I could point out like a ton of games. So any game recommendations? You probably played all the ones I'm going to recommend. That's tough. I'm going to pick popular ones since they're easier to get. I definitely would try LA Noire. I think that game is amazing, especially if you keep at it. Gosh, Chrono Trigger. Now that Earthbound's on the Virtual Console, I'll definitely play that. Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy on the Nintendo 3DS is really awesome, and it's the best pick up and play game. Definitely Persona 4 or Persona 4 Golden, which you can get on the Vita. Persona 4 is on the PS 2. Man, it's hard. The Batman Arkham games are awesome. Obviously, if you haven't played it yet, Grand Theft Auto 5, Max Payne 3, pretty much anything by Rockstar, Wolfenstein: The New Order, any of the Uncharted games. Yeah, there's like, well, there's some popular ones. I don't know what to recommend. That's kind of weird because I'd have to look through my game cases, but yeah, of course the BioShock series. I'm trying to just pick popular ones that you could just pick up and find. Just check my channel out if you want to see what games are worth their time, or sometimes I like games that you might not like, but there's some obscure ones, but I'll probably butcher the titles because a lot of them are like weird Japanese games. But yeah, just check out my channel. I'm sure there's a few of them there. If you could be a character from any game, who would you choose and why? Well, that's tough because in most games, like, this character has to go on this journey that's usually terrible and has to go through all these trials and tribulations, and that doesn't sound all that fun to me. That's tough. Should have probably thought about this more before I did the video. I just kind of grabbed the phone and read the list. I'm looking at my shelf because I got a bunch of figurines on there to try to get any good ideas. I don't know, maybe I played Ness from Earthbound because he has like a bunch of good friends and they go on a random adventure, and his mom and even his dog and stuff are all supportive of him. The dog talks on that game. It's just a lighthearted game. I wish they'd come out with like a trilogy on the 3DS. I think would be a perfect platform for that. I don't know. I don't even own Earthbound, which is crazy. I just have fond memories of renting it and playing the shit out of it. But yeah, I'd like to have it one day, but I'm not buying a Nintendo Wii U just to play it. I was hoping they'd come out with a 3DS version or something, but I don't know. I saw it at the store for $150 for a Super Nintendo cartridge, and I don't even know if the battery would have worked in it anymore because it's battery backup. And like a box version's like $500, but when I rented it, it's just a suburban kid, and he gathers all these friends, and it was like the most laid back, weird adventure. And there's a lot of characters I like, but they're most of the journeys that most of the characters like have, like in most of the games that I like, I don't think I could deal with in real life. It's like Earthbound's like, I guess, the easiest one, so I'm taking the easiest venture out. Maybe that means I'm a coward deep down inside, I don't know. But yeah, I'll just stick with Ness from Earthbound. So 15's who do you tag? I'm not going to tag anybody because I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But yeah, just make sure if you go on my channel to check out the recommended channels, and you can click on the list to look at like the full list, because I have them rotated. So I guess you can use that as a tag, but I don't want to put anybody on the spot because I don't know, I feel guilty about that. But yeah, so thank you, Late Game Reviewer, for choosing me on your list and saying the kind words of my channel. You guys should definitely check out his channel. He doesn't have a whole lot of people on his channel, and definitely should get more support. And yeah, so I hope these answers to these questions were somewhat satisfying. I'm sorry it's spacey and I had to blow my nose a few times. My allergies have just run me down. It's like, even though spring started a little while ago, it's just the last few days the plants are finally opening up and just spreading the putrid pollen that might as well be the Black Death to me. Like, I dread going outside and walking the dog. It's so horrible. It's like being sprayed with mace and just dealing with it. So if I'm a little bit like spacey and stuff, it's just because I'm just so congested. And unfortunately I'd wait till I feel better, but since, you know, spring's a whole season and it's spring fever, you'd have to wait an awfully long time to get a new video if I did that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, please click like, and if you want to add to any of the questions or put what your favorite things are, or answer any of the questions, feel free. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.